Hello, I'm David Gray, and last time we talked I told you about my plans to re-edit and republish a number of my older videos. Well, this isn't one of them. This is actually a previously unpublished video of my first ever backpacking trip in Colorado. So you may ask, why didn't I ever publish it? Well, from a backpacking perspective, this trip was a little bit of a disaster. All of my trips coming right up to present day have been a learning experience to some degree or another, but this trip was like drinking lessons from a fire hose. There were many things that went wrong on this trip, some of them bigger and some of them smaller, but really it just came down to poor planning and preparation. To sum up all those lessons into one main theme, I learned that July is very much summertime in Indiana with temperatures in the 90s, high humidity, and not many thoughts of snow. But out on the Continental Divide in Colorado, July can very much be wintertime still. My plan for the trip had been to do a 4-day hike along the Continental Divide Trail near Steamboat Springs, Colorado. But when I arrived in Steamboat and went to talk to the local outfitter, they told me there was still 4 feet of snow along nearly our entire planned route, and there was going to be a lot of post holing involved. And even worse than that, they said the snow melt was causing all of the streams, and there were quite a few of them that we were going to have to cross to be dangerous, if not impossible to cross. So we ended up deciding to abandon our original plan, and the outfitter proposed a loop hike that we could do along the Red Dirt Trail, which was at a much lower elevation and snow-free, so that's what we decided to do. Even though the trip didn't go as planned, it was still a great adventure with my son Christian and Jaden. We were able to successfully complete our first ever Colorado backpacking trip. We did a couple days of car camping at the Steamboat Lake Campground. We took a day hike up to the summit of Hans Peak. We got to take in the 4th of July fireworks in downtown Steamboat, and we even got to watch some summertime ski jumping. Oh, and this video has the first ever Dunkin' Donuts moment. So with that, why don't you join Jaden and I as we travel out to Steamboat Springs, Colorado and the Zirkel Wilderness for our first ever Colorado backpacking trip in July of 2011.
Well, it's Thursday, June 30th, and Jaden and I are off on another adventure. The drive's a little farther this time. We've got about 24 hours to go. We're heading to Colorado. Christian and I and Jaden are going to be hiking the Continental Divide, if we can get up there. I'm a little concerned about the snow that's still up there, which is hard to believe because it's the 4th of July weekend, but they had an enormous amount of snowfall this winter in Colorado. So I'm hoping we get some good hiking in, but one way or another, given this crew, me, Christian, and the dog, I'm sure we're going to make an adventure out of it somehow. Well, we made it to I'm not sure. We literally did not take a break all the way from Carmel to here, 400 miles. Jaden needed to go to the bathroom, and so did I. But it is smoking hot here. The temperature is 99 degrees, and it's humid. So far, so good. We're having a good time. Just Jaden and I traveling the country together. We're 630 miles into it. We've made one stop, driving through the middle of nowhere in Kansas. We're going to stop in Colby, Kansas tonight at the Super 8 motel there. I called them on the phone. They had one room left, so we now have a place to stay tonight. It's probably another, it's two and a half hours away. It's kind of neat watching the sunset on the plains here. Having our breakfast as the sun rises in Colby, Kansas. Morning of the second day of the trip, and that is the sunrise in Colby, Kansas. We're gonna get the show on the road. I'm just letting Jaden have a break and have some breakfast, and we'll get going. It is Friday, July 1st. Welcome to July. We are about 36 miles from the Colorado border. See, the sun's really just getting going. Jaden's still getting settled in. This is kind of what the terrain's like out here. This is kind of the Great Plains. Kind of see in all directions as far as you'd like. This is our breakfast, well, second breakfast. Here, Jaden.
It seems to be this troubled world tonight. I'm feeling down through the troubled by.
We have arrived. We're at the base of the ski slopes in Steamboat. Man, what a gorgeous day. Oh, we made it to the ranch and Christian's driving us. Jaden is cowering in fear on the floor. Oh, save us, Jaden, save us. Here's the ranch. That's the road up to the trail.
That mountain up there with the snow?
Yeah.
That used to be completely covered with snow. Hey! Pretty good, you?
Christian is building up the fire. Jaden's happy to be out of the car. The sun getting ready to go down, but here's the scene. Right up in there, those highest peaks are what we were going to climb up to. We've now modified our plan. We're gonna do the red dirt pass after talking to the people at the Vista Verde. They had gone up there today and the snow, deep snow, was at 9,000 feet. Unfortunately, all the lakes and decent places to go are at 10,500 feet. Worst problem is all the creeks and streams are just flowing like insane. I mean, dangerous, can't cross them. So we had made a plan to go up to what's called the 3 Island Lake up there, but even that is going to require like a half-mile of what they call post-holing, which is deep snow and you can go up to your waist, and we decided that wasn't such a good plan. So there's this red dirt pass or red dirt trail that's like halfway between here and Steamboat. Steamboat's about 20 miles south. It's 8,500 feet, it's highest elevation. It's all in the wilderness area, so you can camp anywhere. So we're going to do that tomorrow. And they said the wildflowers are just insane and the views of the Continental Divide are awesome. So I think that'll work out just fine for us. So that's our plan. Jaden should have a field day with this. He's only about less than 100 feet in front of me. Now this would make for some good video. Jaden! Jaden! Wow, how did he do that? Well, I think we need the Kevlar leash for him. Not a bad setting, huh? Sitting, enjoying beautiful fire and post sunset here. It's just the temperature's perfect. It's gonna probably drop to about 40 degrees here tonight. Just listening to the drunk people over here. Enjoying the 4th of July weekend. Very nice. Just out here and enjoying the fire. The early morning view, July 2nd. Not a bad way to wake up, huh? My early morning efforts to get the fire going again. Pretty beautiful morning. There's our site. It's a beautiful day in Steamboat. We're not hiking yet. We're too busy having fun here. But what we are doing here, believe it or not, is watching ski jumping in the middle of the summer. We're hiking. Changed our plans a couple times, but we're on the red dirt trail north of Steamboat. I didn't have the energy. We just climbed from the trailhead. It's just a straight out climb for about 1.5 miles straight up this hill. But this lodgepole pine beetle killed all the lodgepole pines around here. But this is sure beautiful. Temperature's not very high. Probably 75. No humidity at all, but it's so dry. When you get in the sun, it feels like a desert. No idea what we're in for. So we're gonna hike back in here in a few miles and See if we can find a good spot to camp. We found a spring. We're in the middle of this aspen grove. We've been climbing non-stop for the first 2.5 miles. Jaden heard running water. He's been really hot. Beautiful day in Colorado. I'm using Nicole or Annie's camera because the camcorder crapped out. I don't know if the battery's dead on it. It was charged when I left. Jaden is feeling good right now. We're gonna keep going. Not sure where we're gonna camp, but we're gonna go farther than this. What, about 5 miles into the hike on the red dirt trail here, and we came upon this view. We don't think we're hiking in Indiana anymore. We couldn't find a campsite. We were actually planning to camp up on top here, but we didn't really find any spots. But if you look, probably can't see it really well, way down there where the river is, you might even be able to see a thin line next to it. Well, that's the trail that we're walking on. We're at 9,000 feet right now, and that's at about 8,200. So we got to descend about 800 feet down there to get down there, down this ridge. That looks like some really good spots to camp down there, so we're gonna head down there. That wasn't much of a cliff. Christian in the Zirkel Wilderness. We're thinking about camping. You can see the river down there. We may camp right by it down there. That looks like a nice flat area. We're done for the day, and we've got snow. The dog is having a blast. What's this? He's cooling off. I think Jaden is happy with our choice of campgrounds. We'll probably set the tent up right behind Christian there and have this log to sit on. There's actually a fire ring right over there. A river, it's a beautiful setting. The aspens back here. It's an incredible place. Not a bad campsite for the 4th of July weekend. We didn't even have to make reservations. Feels nice to get the packs off. Boy, that was a lot of work. About 3 hours straight uphill and then an hour and a half straight downhill to get here, and tomorrow is easy, right along this river all the way back. Feels good to be home for the evening. Jaden thinks so too. Settled in the camp. Christian over there, who's laying out. Jaden's kind of out. People pay prime dollars for campsites like this on 4th of July weekend. Right along this stream here, you can hear the sound. It's going to be great sleeping. We've got a beautiful fire going. We've already had the all-American cheese wrap or cheese spread. Great day. Hiked about 8 miles today maybe. First 3 miles were straight up into these hills. And then about the last mile and a half was straight down the hill to here. It's beautiful out here, just absolutely spectacular now that we're settled in. So we're getting ready to do dinner. Oh, by the way, I did get the camcorder working again somehow. I'm not exactly sure how, but it's dried out enough. I think it's working. So we'll hopefully get some video tomorrow. Morning of day number 2. Excuse my breath, but I got down to about, I think, 32, 34 degrees. Got the fire going, river's in the background. There's where we slept. Christian and Jaden are still in there. Just getting ready to do my drip coffee. I forgot my little, I was a little disorganized this trip, but I forgot my little drip thing. So I'm using paper towels, but I'll show you the technique here. There's the water. It's obviously a cup under there. The trick is you gotta just get enough water in to get the grounds wet. Let them release all that Dunkin' Donuts goodness. Let the grounds bloom, I think they call that. Sitting in the warmth of home. I think you can even imagine how good this is going to be. I think I figured out why the snow is all still here. We're in a really confined valley here. Continental Divide's over there, and then the ridge that we came down is right behind me. What I think happens is all the snow and everything up in the mountains, all that cold air, when the sun goes down, it just starts to sink, and it wants to find the lowest point it can possibly find, and that point happens to be right here. So I'm gonna enjoy my morning coffee. We're not in any particular big hurry today. I don't know what the plans are. I think what we're going to do is call this Alpiner Lodge in Steamboat. If they have rooms, that's a dog-friendly hotel. We may just go down there. Like I said, the miles don't really matter on this particular trip. It's all about the smiles. How's that? You know, you had to sit with me so long. I wanted you to see what the coffee looked like and see the first sip here. By the way, this is very hot, and it's the only thing around here that's hot. Oh, the Dunkin' Donuts in Carmel, Indiana couldn't make it any better. This is kind of what I live for out here. This first cup of hot coffee in the morning to get your body going again, and it just doesn't get a whole lot better than this. Sitting in front of the fire with a mountain stream and mountains all around you. Well, I thought I'd show you the fine art of getting our bear bag down. I give myself about a D performance on this bear bag. I think any respectable bear could have stood on his hind legs and get that down, but if you look at all the trees around here, there's no limbs on them. At least down low where you can throw a bear bag over. Oh, the one thing I did want to show you I didn't point out is this is the trail. That's where we came from. And it goes about a mile down in that direction and then it went right up that ridge. And you can't really see what that ridge is, but that was about an 800-foot descent after a 200-foot climb to go to the top of it. Down in the woods down there you can see the camp and you can kind of get some idea of how far off the trail it is. And there's the river, obviously. Got a great fire going. Christian's going to be happy about that when he gets up. Successfully retrieved our trash and our food. And been watching, sitting in camp, watching the sun coming down this ridge. I'm looking basically straight west here. Beautiful aspen trees. Another perfect day in Colorado. Christian's still sleeping. Going exploring a little bit. Got my second cup of coffee. Just going to go see if I can take some pictures and a little video. Just these aspen trees are just awesome. Packed up and ready to go. Beautiful day in Colorado. Jaden, you ready? Packs are a ton lighter than yesterday. We're carrying a lot less water and ate a ton of the food. It was a fairly easy trail, so it should be a good day. Nothing left of the camp. We doused the fire in snow. First time we've ever put a fire out that way. What's cool about this spot here, you can see up to the top of the ridge, but this big rock right there is where we were looking down here at the trail, and I think we stopped and got some video up there. Well, look what we found. Not a bad view, huh? Look at that water coming down from there. I don't know if you can see that, but that is some serious water. Look at these wildflowers. At least we got some nice views, huh? Check it off this way. We're getting around the corner here, down that way. Steamboat. Incredible stuff here. Look at that waterfall. That's some serious snow melt coming down there. Well, we reached a little bit of an interesting thing here. We got a few stream crossings to do that we didn't know about. So we took our shoes off, we got our camp shoes on, we rolled our pants up. I cannot tell you how cold that water is. It's coming straight off snow, but we've got this, we did one right behind us here. We got this one, and then we've got one more when we cross it upstream a little further. But just to add a little spice to the hike here. Well, we're now on the Mud Creek Trail, which is like a super highway trail compared to where we were in the Zirkel Wilderness, but you can kind of see the terrain and how they cut the trail off of here. It's like on a sheer cliff. Change of plans. We've actually decided to camp our second night in the wilderness at the Alpiner Lodge Hotel. There weren't any good camp spots along this side of the trail, and we just want a day to have some luxury and explore Steamboat. We're probably a half mile from the car or from the Mud Creek trailhead, and then I'm going to walk up the road a mile to where the car is and get that. Taking a little excursion to the falls here. Fish Creek Falls, I think it is. See what we got up here. hoping to come here and be able to get Jaden in the water, but I'm not sure that's such a good idea. Well, Jaden did find a little spot to cool off here a little bit. Check this out. That's a lot of water, and it's coming straight off the snow melting. Well, I believe we have made it to the falls. Probably you can't see it very well, but there's a mist coming off that. Believe it or not, we're fishing. We decided to rent a canoe. Our campsite's actually right up in here, so the marina's all the way, this is like an island, and the marina's all the way on the other side of the island, kind of over there. You can see the lighting. This is Sand Mountain, and what they told us is anything that's moving over Sand Mountain, which is heavy rain right now, is heading this way. My bigger concern is this little area right there that looks like a big thunderstorm. Actually really kind of cool right now. Look at that. There's blue sky. That's Hans Peak. It's a pretty good setting here. Maybe I'll get a still picture. The weather got a lot nicer. There's the Continental Divide.
Oh my God.
Was that a big one?
That was huge.
Alright, we got to go right up next to shore. Friendly storm is moving in, but right now it's very peaceful and very nice, but look at the stuff that's coming in. Fishing is pretty peaceful, but we're not catching a whole lot yet, but we're seeing a lot of really big ones jump, almost like they're toying with us right next to the boat. Those are the guys I think that came right by our campsite. This is the guy that's Jaden's friend. We're on the home stretch. Well, it got nice out. There's the weather hasn't come in yet. Been lightning all around us, but see, it's acting like a parachute right now. This is where we were canoeing. Just went from dead calm to, well, the tent damn near blew away. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically switch this way, so these ends are going to be facing the winds. I think the winds will be coming in from this direction. Probably going to have a little cheddar cheese cracker spread right here, and I think we'll probably hold off because it's so windy now getting the better. Here's the scene now. The storms are rolling in. We've got the tent down to keep it from blowing away. I think these thunderstorms are just blowing down the mountains or something. Tent struggling a little bit here. We're going to the Mexican cantina place in downtown Steamboat, so hopefully the tent will be here when we get back. Oh, we just got done eating at the cantina restaurant. Beautiful sunset. I think our tent hopefully will still be standing. That's some water there. That's where they're going to launch the fireworks from. I don't think Jaden likes fireworks.
The sun's just getting ready to come up on July 5th. Continental Divide off in the distance. Beautiful.
The sun's cleared the mountains. Not a bad view in the morning, huh? Ready to enjoy my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I don't think there's a Dunkin' Donuts in the world that has a better view right now than this. Hans Peak, that's what we're hoping, planning to climb this morning. Cooking our breakfast burrito in the shadows of the mountains here. Kind of studying the peak we're going to climb today. Jaden's getting prepped. Better stir. Don't want it to burn. We're driving up Forest Service Road number 490, going up to do Hans Peak, which is, oh my gosh, look at this. I'm not sure the Buick Enclave is really designed for this type of terrain. We're gonna hike Hans Peak, but we got to get there first. Jaden's not quite sure what we're doing here. Why are you guys driving on this really nasty road? Oh, that's a big old rock right there. That's the kind that takes an oil pan out. That's where we're going. That looks way up there. I think this is the trail. And it winds up along, I think probably that ridge there, and then switchbacks up to the top, and there's actually supposedly I think a fire tower thing up there, but the views up there are probably going to be incredible. Not a bad view from up here. We're at the intersection with the, believe it or not, this is actually a road. We could have driven all the way up here and parked right here. Here's the trailhead for the Hans Peak Trail, so we're going to head up there. The trail's now getting a little trickier to follow. And we're nowhere near. Whoa! I think that's what they call post-holing. Jaden's having a ball. Dry ground again. This could get entertaining. Not only is the view beautiful up here, Jaden's having a blast. Hey, he goes, what are you guys waiting for? But this is substantial, because that little road coming in, well, there's the little town of Columbine, and that little road is where we turned to head up here. Oh, check this out. We still got a little ways to go, but look at this view. That way down there is our campground. I can find our tent here. See the little island with the 3 trees on it? Our tent's the orange one. If you look at the little tree just to the left of the 3 trees, there's a little orange spot. That's our tent. Oh, this is pretty cool. The ruins of an old mining thing. I think that up there is too. That's probably the mine shaft. The trail goes straight up there and then straight up that ridge, I think. We're kind of on the home stretch here. You can see the rock cairns mark the way. The trail just switchbacks all the way up this ridge. You can see the weather's starting to get a little more marginal, but it looks fairly stable. It doesn't look thunderstormy. There we go on the final stretch here. Look at all this snow. It's crazy. 5th of July. Walking through snow. Well, here's the old, I think this was the mine entrance itself. You can see the ruins of the house or whatever down there. The trail's right along that ridge. I don't know if you can see it, but those 2 little white things down there, one of them's our Buick Enclave. We're on the home stretch now. Let's take a quick look around. Oh my gosh, we're like above the highest peaks here. The summit of Hans Peak is, I think, 10,824 feet, so it's not like a huge one, but it sure is pretty. We're at the final home stretch here. We made it to the summit. Here's what's at the summit. Some little Tibetan prayer flags. View of the Continental Divide over there with tons of snow on it still. That's Pearl Lake. There's a campground on it you can see right on the western shore. And there's Steamboat Lake, a little island there. We're gonna probably grab a little bit of a snack up here, get something to drink, and then head back down. The weather, well, you can see kind of off in the distance there, that's rain. We're good to go. Picked a good day for it. Nice and cool and stable. Christian's kind of on the edge of the world there. Enjoying the view. Oh, the sun's coming out over there. Christian looks like he just stopped at a village pantry. He's got his trail mix and his beef jerky.
Jaden.
Flags, cool. It's beautiful. Jaden found a friend. Gonna head down. Go ahead. Christian just took the easy way down, as you can see. No, don't do it again. You're gonna end up sliding into those rocks. All right, well, at least we'll get the carnage on videotape, I guess. That looked painful. You hurt yourself? Jaden says, I want to try that.
Come on, Jaden.
Uh-oh. Oh, man. No, Jade, stay. No, buddy, no more. Oh. Get the water bottle, Jaden. Oh, having too much fun on Hans Peak. You don't get to do this on July 5th very often. Oh man, fun stuff. You can see the steepness of that final thing and how bright the snow is. See the back and forth stuff all the way down there? I think somebody skied or snowboarded down the whole thing there. I think the dog's having a really good time. Wild. You can see all the people all the way to the top. Well, we're realizing that the going down it's kind of fun just playing in the snow. So we're just doing the straight line down, basically forgetting about the trail. We find it every once in a while. Not a bad setting for it, huh? Just kind of playing in the snow all the way down. Come on, Jaden. Come on, puppy. Wow. Be hard to imagine all this when we're back in Carmel, Indiana, huh? We're back at the car. Hard to believe we were all the way up there. What a great hike. That, I think, was probably the highlight of the trip so far. I think he's lost a little of his enthusiasm. You'll have to take our word for it that he was actually going out there. Arriving back home from Steamboat after our last dinner in town and last night. We head home tomorrow. That's where we were today, top of Hans Peak. This is the walk-in tenting area. And we have the place to ourselves. That's the view I just absolutely love. Continental Divide. It's what we wanted to do this year. We didn't get a chance to do it, but it'll give us a reason to come back. Got the place to ourselves. That's where we were this morning. We're very top of that. Continental Divide off in the distance. Sand Mountain. And home for tonight.